Okay, so we get this interesting angle today with the getting in and out handle and the steering wheel in the way of me, because I cannot for the life of me remember where I put my phone the last time I made one of these videos. But I'm in the same place, Yorkhaven. We have red signals up ahead of me. That means that there will not be a train coming from behind me. There may be a train coming from ahead of me, but we really don't know. If I see a train coming ahead of me, they usually go slow enough that they can get here about a minute or so before the crossing goes off, so I can get a pretty decent video of it. Anyways, today I thought I'd talk about a subject near and dear to my heart. Oh, by the way, ignore this bag of rabbit hay behind me. I just went to get it from Petco for our pet bunny Coco. So, where was I? I am going to make a video today about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and is also near and dear to the heart of a lot of autistic people I know. And that is, why is it so hard for autistic people to get a job? 80% of autistic people are either unemployed or underemployed. What underemployed means is that you're working a job that you're overqualified for. For example, if you get a college degree and then you go end up driving a forklift in a warehouse, like I did for a year after college, you are underemployed. Now, the main reason it's so hard to find a job is because finding a job is a game. Basically, living life like normal is a game too, and autistic people just don't know all the hidden rules or reasons why people do what they do a lot of the time. This is why I have pissed off so many people in my life without even trying to. That's the part of autism I hate the most, honestly, is pissing off people. Anyway, you go into a job interview, you don't say the right things at the right time, they're not going to hire you. Now, for those of you who are not in the know, I currently hold a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, both of them in business fields, from West Virginia University. I do own other clothes besides WVU stuff, but I gave them a lot of money and a lot of years of my life and a lot of my mental health. So I'm going to rep the Mountaineers any chance I can. And I do have another video planned where I'll talk about why so many people from Pennsylvania go to WVU. And if any of you say University of West Virginia, we're going to have a problem. That place does not exist. I got my bachelor's degree in supply chain management. I wasn't having much luck finding jobs or internships for that. So after a year of doing other stuff, in which time I tried to become a state police trooper and other emergency services jobs, I have experience in that field, which I'll talk about later. I decided that I was going to go back and get my master's degree. My favorite professor from undergrad, who actually has other ties to my family, she knew my grandfather pretty well in college. He was one of her professors. She was in charge of the West Virginia University Business Data Analytics program, which is all online. And it was actually all online even before the pandemic, so it wasn't like a special thing or anything. But I got a master's degree from my living room, basically. Now, I went into that field because we did some analytics stuff in college doing supply chain management. There's a lot of people doing a lot of calculations to figure out how to get your toilet paper and whatever's in short supply this month from the source to you. And I really enjoyed that. But didn't really do as much of it in college as I'd like to. So I signed up for this program and started doing data stuff. And the whole time I was in there, I was looking for a job pretty aggressively. I sent out as many applications a day as I possibly could. I hired a career coach who got me a good resume and taught me how to write good cover letters, and I got some interviews that way. I must have had about 50 different interviews, no exaggeration, and didn't get any offers. And I don't even know why I wasn't getting any offers, because I followed everyone's career advice to the letter pretty much. Do this in an interview, dress like this in the interview, don't say this in the interview. But I've been doing a lot of thinking about that lately, and the reason why that didn't work is because the job search is a game with its own rules, and those rules change more often than they usually do for other things in life. If any of you go on LinkedIn and read from career coaches, mine's pretty active on there, you'll see different rules and advice pop up just about every time you look at them or think, how do I gotta go in this interview? I know, new thing. Pretty much every time that happens, there's new stuff coming up. And I just can't follow along with all that. And even still, I can't follow along with stuff. I don't really go on LinkedIn that much because LinkedIn gives me anxiety. I get anxiety because I see people going, oh, I just got this new continuing education course. And I'm thinking, do I have to get that continuing education course? Am I not going to have a job soon if I don't get that education course? Or, this is my new tip for an interview. And I'm like, I'm not interviewing anymore, but I'm still going to get anxiety over that. Because now I don't know if maybe I might need a job 10 years down the line and everyone's going to be way ahead of me with what they have. I don't plan on leaving my job anytime soon, but I still get anxiety over it. So, eventually, I should mention, WVU has a pretty good career center. They do have contacts that they put you in touch with to interview with, but it wasn't doing me much good. And I got my resume done there before and redone there about 1,000,000 times before, and everyone said it was all good. My career coach gave me a different one, and it was far and away better at getting me recognized than the ones I had before. There's nothing bad about the WVU Career Center, just they are used to working with neurotypicals like the rest of the world is. Eventually, what did work for me is I found an autism group. And that's the one thing, big piece of advice I'm going to give to every autistic person watching this. Find an autism group. They're not going to call themselves autism groups. They're calling themselves neurodiversity groups or neurodiversity hiring initiatives, because ADHD can cause a lot of the same problems. Some other different neurologies can cause different problems with finding a job and keeping a job, and they'll help cater to all of them, but they definitely do help autistic people. I found one that was its own independent group, and I'll link the information to it once I get permission from that group to do it. I haven't gotten permission yet, but they put me in touch with a major tech corporation, and I can't say who it is. I've been told to keep it vague, but let's just say you probably have a lot of the technology from it in your house. Now, a couple years ago, that might have narrowed it down, but now you probably have like 50 different tech companies putting stuff in your house. And they asked me, instead of doing a regular interview like what's your greatest strength, what's your greatest weakness, and by the way, the answers you're supposed to give to those change every time I turn around, they gave me this software and told me build this project with it. And I did, and it was pretty simple given my experience in grad school. I was kind of winding down my grad school career at this point and still didn't have a job offer. We didn't use this software in my grad school courses, but they're thinking about adding it. But for now, they didn't have it. I just used what I learned about data science anyway. to build my workflow out. And they liked it better than the other candidates, so I got a job offer from this company, and now I am not underemployed. I'm a data scientist for a major tech company, and I really enjoy my job, and I make decent money there. I'm one of the lucky ones. I know many, many other autistic people who were not so lucky. Many others of them, they maybe get a job but then get fired a couple months later because there's some unwritten rules that they don't know, or the boss didn't like them that much and they couldn't figure out what they were doing wrong. And it really is a horrible thing if you're autistic and trying to get a job and feeling like no one's supporting you, or you're just not good enough and you can't do it. But if you get a job through an autism group, should I say autism group or should I say neurodiversity group? I'll go ahead and say neurodiversity group. Those companies that work with them are going to be a lot nicer to you, and they'll work with you a lot better. As part of this group, I get job coaching, which has helped me a few times to help me navigate the field. They talk to my supervisors at work who tell them what I've been doing and how I can improve. They say I've been doing pretty well, but there's always room for improvement. Some companies, Microsoft is a big one. I do not work for Microsoft. That might have given it away. Oh no, it's not Apple and it's not Linux, or I need to shut up before I reveal who I work for. But they had their own neurodiversity program in-house, Microsoft did, and a couple other companies did. And when I applied to the Microsoft one, they just weren't hiring data scientists at that point. So the second group I talked to is the one that ended up working out for me. So that's how I managed to get a job. But it's not easy for autistic people to find a job a lot of the time. Or for autistic people to keep a job, for that matter. For reasons I've said. One of the biggest gripes I had with everyone growing up is they told me, you need to make yourself stand out from the crowd. You need to make it so people see you and remember you. But the second you do something different from everyone else, they'd be like, no, not like that. Basically implying that you had to fit into a mold of normal people. Some of you may remember the episode of SpongeBob where he became normal. Or some people may be thinking you have to be like an NPC or a sheep, basically. But the truth is, autistic people are different. And it's not a bad thing. Autism is not a bad word. I am a data scientist now for this major tech company, and being a data scientist is probably the most stereotypically autistic job there is. The stereotypes about autism are that you're really good with numbers, you're really good at math, and you're really good at figuring stuff out. And I think I am. Now, I do have family members who are better at math than I am, but I'm not sure if any of them know data science better than I do. Man, there were other things I was going to say, but I can't remember. No trains yet here. And by the way, Amtrak does not run on this line. Some people think that it does, but it doesn't. Oh, man. Well, I can't remember anything else I was going to say, but I hope this sheds some insight about why it's kind of hard for autistic people to find and keep a job. And if you are autistic, find a neurodiversity group. They will help you a lot. And you'll probably get a job that you enjoy more, and that's right up your alley more than going at it the traditional way. Alrighty, well, any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.